how his kingdom is coming. His kingdom is coming through fire, and whom he chooses, and it's the meek. So, am I looking for any kingdom? No. All I keep saying, all I want to do is rest in peace in him. That's all I want to do. I just want to be in peace with him and praise him and just rest in his peace and be able to sleep without pain. And that's what he gives me when he's with me. So I'm blessed by it.
But how can you blame Yehuda for not seeing the Messiah when they're not supposed to yet? That's so stupid.
They're not supposed to see it until, guess what?
Until now.
This sacrifice, they're going to see it now. So thank you for all that you guys are doing, because all of them out there, all the leaders, all the religious leaders around the world are bringing judgment upon themselves because of this one thing. But the true thing is going to come out of it is the true wedding feast of the Lamb, where the prodigal son comes home and the father sacrifices the goat. There's a goat. He sacrifices a goat for him. And Yehuda says they're jealous. They are. That's what they're jealous.
Yeah, I know.
And they say, why can they sacrifice the goat? Why did you kill the goat for them when we've been here working for you all along? And he says, son, this was all yours. You had anything you wanted. You don't have because you never asked. If you wanted a goat, I'd kill a goat for you. But your son was lost. And the nations, your brother was lost. My son was lost. And now I'm bringing them home. That's why the cry, it was the father's cry. Father, it was the father's heart that I was feeling. So that lamb was cleanse the land so that the children can come home. And guess what? These people that don't belong here, yes, they're evil Jews and they're evil Christians, they're evil everybody. I'm here to judge them all. Hallelujah. It's very easy. One lamb does it. Brings all kinds of one goat brings all kinds of judgments. And I'm loving it now. It's like, oh my gosh, my flesh is starting to get excited, because the reason is I can't sit here and let people that don't know him misrepresent him anymore.
Yeah.
And harm the children. Yeah. So they need to go where they belong. And your lower church. I'm here to separate the churches. Lower church. So the judgment's coming. And so guess where? He's right next to Dan.
Yeah.
And that's right next to the enemy. They're at the border.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so this is going to be, it's all, we're going to get our land and we're going to get our duties. But the king of Naphtali can't be Melchizedek, the king of Jerusalem. It's not his land. And he has no business here. And he has no business being up here in Zion. And that's where he thinks. And I blessed him. And said, finally, they took the blessing. They took it all. That was all good. But when I got angry, it's all over.
Yeah.
Because who are you?
That's all it was the anger.
It was just, I got angry with him.
Go there, and if I'm there, don't go. Okay. Now, so number one red flag goes up before I've opened the book. I didn't even open the book yet. I didn't even get that far, because already check number one goes off. An angel is appointed to that word in my spirit saying, no. We're not opening that.
Huh?
King said, call no man rabbi. So that's check number one that goes up.
So that's
red
all been
flags,
checked, because
flares,
even Reuben belongs
whatever
next
you
to
want
him.
to call it, okay?
He's not in Jerusalem.
Checking your spirit, all right? Number two, and then you dig into the story and they can't even agree on who wrote it, where they wrote it, which century it was written in. This is interesting. So you guys are relying on this and you can't even tell me where it came from. That's scary. But then you add in the other element.
As if I study it. I don't even read the scriptures. It's hard for me to do that. Every time I read it, he's like, that was you. You're doing that. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I have it written here. He shares it with me all. And see, when I say that, it automatically pushes them up. They think that they're higher. Automatically.
Yeah.
Because they make connections that they don't. I know him. I live by the living word.
Yeah.
His living word is hear and do.
Yeah, exactly. Then they go on Wikipedia and they see, Kabbalah and Zohar. But Kabbalah, whatever you call Kabbalah, has been around way before the Zohar was written.
Abraham was said to be the first Kabbalist, and it came from Shem, which was Melchizedek. So this was out of the order of Melchizedek.
Funny enough, Abraham is actually where a lot of the Eastern stuff comes from. It's actually in the scripture. He sent gifts to his sons and they went east.
So, and they think that they can put him in the one book that they did. Read some other books too. He's been showing me everywhere his hidden love letters and the Dead Sea Scrolls and all these things that we're finding.
Did you know that John 1:1 is actually a direct quote of a Hindu scripture?
Oh, really?
Yeah, where
What
this
is
is in the beginning was the word, or in the beginning was the logos and all that. That's straight from
All
English.
the floods everywhere. All these things are everywhere. All he did was separate the languages, and then you know what he did? He built the body throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
So each part could be different parts of the body. He made Yehuda be separate. They don't like it because Yehuda makes themselves set apart. We don't like it. I don't like it either. Because it's like, who do you think you are? You know, I'm like, okay, but he tells me there is a head.
Yeah.
That is Yehuda, the true Yehuda.
Yeah.
But it's all to bring together at the end times. That's why he scattered us throughout the whole earth in order to come back with different gifts from every tribe. Every peoples, wherever they went, they got gifts at those tribes' gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful love story.
That's what he called bringing the glory of the nations into the temple.
Yes.
The children went out and they brought the.
Yes. This is so amazing. Don't you feel better now?
I do feel better.
All right. Because I love it. Now my flesh delights in the judgments, because I'm not going to I get excited because they're literally calling what is holy evil. And do I make mistakes? Yes. I'm not. Do I consider them my rabbi? No, but obviously you consider Dr. Pigeon your rabbi.
Doctor.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's obvious. Yeah. It's obvious. All of them under Remnant House consider him their rabbi. Yeah. Not like I'm talking.
Right.
And I'm trying to teach everybody how him to be your rabbi, to listen and do. Yeah. Christy knows it. Yeah. They see it.
But they're trying to get you on words because it's funny. They take pride
because they take pride in the word.
They take pride in knowing that being good at the English language, and the English is actually an evil language made to curse us and confuse us. So.
Anyway. Okay.
And this is the big kaboom. Oh. This is the one that I don't care if you are just a beginner believer.
Did I say that they're my rabbi?
You just now joined the household of faith. You just read John chapter 3. And you decided you wanted to be born again, right? John chapter 3. Well, in that chapter, the very basic of the gospel, literally right there, he says, plain as day, he that hath the Son hath life. He that hath not the Son hath not life. Right. And only the wrath of Yahuwah abideth within him. Mm-hmm. Now, how much of what someone who is abiding in the wrath of Yahuwah Elohim, how much of what they have to say do you want to abide in and live your life by? It's a no-brainer, right? So you got two witnesses.
It's actually it says the Son, whoever's in the Son was predestined before the foundation of the world. So there's people out there who are in the Son. It's just not manifested yet.
Let my actions show you who my rabbi is. I basically did not. Anybody there, I had to be very careful and walked, and even Adam Berkowitz says, I don't know how you walk through that minefield because you were dodging everything. And at the end, Hillel Weiss said it was perfect. And he put that in the documentation because it was. So if you think that I have these people as my rabbis, no, but I know that there are people here that are going to be the head of the body. Yeah. Yehuda is supposed to be the head, but the body needs to come together, and that's what this was about. The black head uniting with the white body, which is the woman, the lost 10 tribes coming home. We're coming home from everywhere, and I'm trying to express that to them. And I'm being called evil because I said rabbi. Where did I say rabbi? I said Rav Paul? Rabbi Kaduri? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Whatever. I'm going to be I mess up my words all the time. I bet you, Peter, I bet you would have had a heyday with Moshe. I bet you would have crucified him. I bet you would have crucified him for his errors and in the purity of tongue. You know what? My tongues are more pure than yours in the heavenly languages. I might be a fool down here on this earth and not speak right down here on this earth, but I know who I am and I know who my master is, and he is in the heavens, and he reigns, and he is King of Kings, and he will show you whom is in authority. Yeah.
Is right here that go boom boom before I even walk in the door.
Yeah. Okay. So
before I even walk in to review your book, I've already.
He wouldn't have even done anything if it wasn't for me getting angry with him. Before everything was fine, he knew about the Kabbalah stuff, and before I even told him something. You know what I mean? But it was all good and dandy because he was seeing light. He was seeing. You know what I mean? He was feeling it. And now, as soon as I got angry with him, that was the whole thing. That's the pride. That's like at everybody. How many people have you seen? I did it to you too. Yeah. And what did you do?
I was thankful for it.
You were thankful for it. You saw that it was actually him doing it. Yeah. And that brought us even closer together. But what does the fire do to those that are full of pride and building their own kingdom? It pushes them away. So they all want to be under some authority, and they all like to take, oh, I'm under his wings because he seems to be the biggest one. I've been watching this forever. My brother Rodney, I love you, brother, and you've been there through everything, but I've been watching this forever, waiting to see where the power goes, so they're going to go there. All along, he knows, but now I don't know what you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with Corey on there, who knows? They all want to be in this. They all want to be in a safe house. Yeah. Well, you're going to know your church now. But it's okay because every party's different tribe, different kingdom, different things. Yeah. Only those who can withstand Zion can withstand me. Okay? That's the truth. And they're going to take that all as pride and all kinds of stuff. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm the whatever. All I know is he wants to live in me more than I do. And I see fruit. And you see, well, it's not about you. So I don't know what you see. That's what it's about. It's not about them. And they don't understand. So they're calling it evil. Keep going. I'm just curious.
You got two prohibitions that I would have to walk by. Okay? As a disciple, I can't do that.
When was this? When did I say that?
There's no way I'm going
to
go past number 1. And I'm definitely not going past number 2.
What was number 2?
So I would never get to the book. Do you understand what I'm saying? I never got there. Because I couldn't get past the angels that guard his word. Now, either you believe him or you don't. Now, maybe, I can't speak for everybody that watches broadcasts and walks by YouTube, right? But as for me and my house, his word is yea and amen. And when the king said, call no man rabbi, he was warning us. He was letting us know ahead of time who to be looking out for.
But you have no problem putting yourself in that position.
Who to be watching for. And he warned us again. He said, they like the cheap seats.
You pause it.
And they love.
Because what I see happening is him being the rabbi of every single person, and them their light shining. And that's why I knelt down and said, I will worship the king in you. And he loved it. He wants to be the Godfather. So he, by actions, rabbi, he's doing it by knowledge and doing the law thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But by my actions speak louder than words. Yeah. And by my actions, you know who my rabbi is. Yeah. And you know how he acts, and he wants to be served. Yeah. This is all it's about. If I wanted to be served, I would be nice to all my people that come. I wouldn't be yelling at them, would they? I mean, what kind of idiot would you, I mean, right? I wouldn't yell and be real with people, which is actually him. It's always been him rising me up, and that's what they don't like. It's like, well, that doesn't seem like Jesus love. Well, it's because it's Yah love. Yeah. It's because this is coming through Elijah right now, and he wants to correct you to be ready because he loves you. Yeah. And if you're not corrected, then you go away because he has extra stones to build the temple. But every stone, I'm looking to build the temple with his gifts, and each person is a living stone. That's why he said, "Love thy neighbor as yourself," because the neighbor is yourself. Yeah. He's a gift. He's an image of God. And what they're calling evil, oof. So okay, Kabbalah and Rabbi. Anyway, forgive me, Father, if I said Rabbi. But you know what I imply. That's just what comes through me. If I just say Kaduri, I feel like I would have probably insulted most of Israel. So there is a little bit of that. He told me, just so you know, I am a little bit careful. That's why I said the word Hashem afterwards. But they knew, and I know what I was thinking, and I proclaimed it all over the place, and actually apologized to him. But if I would have said the other name, it might have thrown a big problem. Everything happens for a purpose. Yeah. I hope whatever it is, I do the right thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I know he doesn't like. He likes being called his name when it comes down to it. Yeah. But look, I was able to do that in front of the whole world. Yeah. And they would kill you for that in the past. Yeah. So something's going on. And when Hillel Weiss said it was perfect, something's going on. And when I have Jews and Hebrews and Levites starting to see the big picture and starting to see that was your Messiah, trying to be with you. That's your Messiah. Every time we sin and have to bring sin offerings, it's because it's a memorial of what he did for us. And literally the Spirit, when you're there and the Spirit comes into the Lamb, I see that now. Oh, and they call it demonic spirits. Well, what's that doing? Is that blasphemy of the Holy Spirit? Please tell me it's not.
I hope not.
Please tell me it's not, because it really scares the heck out of me. It really does. Because I'm going to be, I say things and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I could have changed the words. I can please them. But then I start not being real. That's why I got angry at that man. He's like, who is this? Who is that? I said, just let me talk. I want to talk how he shares with me.
Yeah.
I can't think of everything I say.
You should.
I just have to speak from my heart, however it comes up. And then when I start thinking about it, that's when I start mumbling. I start making no sense. That's what brings me down. I forget what I'm even thinking about. Because now I'm in the flesh again. So it's a constant battle up and down. But all I know is I'm doing my best to try to follow my Abba, which is my Rob, and it's very, very, very clear. Because I've gone, even the Kabbalah conference, everybody condemns me for not being under their authority.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is the Kabbalists is the Church of Philadelphia. He sent me there as the Church of Philadelphia. So they're going to see, they're already entering in. The problem is, there are some that don't belong there, and that's why he sent us there.
Yeah.
And the last one you went to, and it was to bring judgment.
I don't
They
think-
judged us, and they know judgment came. And as a matter of fact, he talked about us. He talked about me, about the sick
Yeah.
receiving.
I don't think he understands what it means when the angels are coming to judge.
Yeah, well, he knows that the book says the angels come to judge the church first, but they find everything that I'm doing, you'll see in the scriptures, but they can't receive it because it's a man.
Right.
And that was the same thing with Yeshua. It's the same exact thing always.
Yeah.
Same thing with the prophets. It was always the same thing. It's pride.
Yeah.
And what am I doing? Am I saying for people to come and serve me? No. I'm saying for everybody to come and be exposed to his light and share and find out who they are, what gifts they have. He told me that was part of my job, was to open up people's hidden boxes of gifts that he gave them. But they're afraid to even open the box. He showed me a vision of that a long time ago. So anyway, they're afraid to open the box because they're afraid of what's in there. It's what's hidden is, but they like to call me a cult and stuff like that, whatever it is. What does a cult mean? It's hidden.
Yeah.
So the code searchers say, Kabbalah, really? He brought judgment upon himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, I felt it. I love him, too. He's blessed me. But how do you think the kingdom comes? His kingdom's overtaking all the kingdoms of the earth. Through his people first. And that's why I had to come here on Mount of Olives. I know he's going to split that mountain. I believe he's going to do it right there.
Yeah. Real quick, the lady who was calling you demonic for shaking, tell her about Eliyahu.
Oh, Eliyahu, I found out one of the things, and I kept saying, he kept telling me I was Eliyahu, and I'm like, I can't even act weird and act all this, I do all this stuff. I'm like, I can't, when his spirit comes in me, it's fire, I move. And then next thing you know, I was in Sfat and says, oh, do you know Eliyahu was known to have, they thought he had epilepsy or seizures. Because he would go into seizures and he would have these experiences. And I've seen them all over the place. And they're just, it's literally electrical firings. And it's light and energy in it.
Love their name to be spoken of. They got that thing. They gotta be up in front. Be careful with that. They got that. Throw the hair back. I'll do it. I'll step in. Okay. We have a hero.
Yeah. Is he serious?
We have a hero. And he said, "It is finished." And so,
you see what he's doing? Oh my God, what a lie! He knows nothing.
Passover, so we had a unique experience in this.
I was crying with him.
And that's where I wanted Daniel to pipe in. Where's Daniel? Is
And
Daniel
Daniel's
here
there.
tonight?
Yes, sir.
And I can hear your voice, Daniel. We're just going to have you. Your camera's not working so great, but we hear you, brother. And you created, you see, guys, this staff back here?
Yeah, right here.
You see that right here?
Abba told me to write the
Well,
Ten
Daniel
Commandments.
is the guy who made that staff.
No, he didn't make it. He just wrote
He's the
the
guy
letters.
who crafted it.
No,
And so he
Not
stayed
true.
with Malki for
he
some
wrote
time
the
in the
letters
spring.
on it. Because I asked him to, and I actually
and so
got
I
angry
wanted
with him because he wasn't finishing it.
him to share just some of his experience and some of his interactions before we go any further in the analysis. And the reason why is because what he's going to share is critical to my next point. Go ahead.
All right, guys. Good night. It's a pleasure to be amongst you. Really quick, regarding that staff. I live in Mexico, and I went as a traveler into the United States to visit friends. And in that visit, I've been very capable of doing crafts with my hands. So he was asking about engraving the staff with the Ten Commandments. So I said, I can do that. I surely can. If I'm here, you are being a gentleman in the way you treat me as an invited person. Of course, I can engrave you with the staff. So I started engraving the staff. It took days. I mean, it wasn't one day from another. It took some days.
Mhm.
So in those days, I started to notice a wantingness for me to finish the staff, to not let it as it was.
Because it's so
For
important.
me, that was
It's the rod of
a
iron.
bit of a concern because I knew that the staff wasn't. I mean, I was gonna finish it, but the tremendous pressure that he was putting on me and saying at the same time, I mean, this was prophetic. You have to do it by your own will. You have to do it by your own pace, but at the same time, hurry up, or else you're gonna get kicked off out of this house. So, I mean, the man has been a friend, but in that situation, I was asking myself, what is going on? And I was outside one of the days, engraving the staff, working on the 6th and the 7th.
Corey.
But I burnt my leg.
So that
when I
means
was
Rodney.
noticing I made a mistake,
That
so I
means
burnt
all of
my
them.
leg, and I went like, So I wasn't concentrated enough, so I started putting on the 7th commandment instead of putting on the 6th one. And I'm like, oh my god, I messed up. Okay, well, it's just a staff. So I'm just going to put the next commandment, and then I'm just going to do the whole thing and finish it. I thought, should I tell him something?
Oh, is that
Now,
why
in
he
the
told me?
situation that I
Nehemiah
was,
Gordon says
I had
something
to-
is in error. He never told me. He said, I made a mistake, but I fixed it, or something like that. He never told me, but even Nehemiah Gordon, when he saw it, he goes, this is an error, but he said something. Why didn't he tell me?
No cash on
Everything
me.
has a purpose.
I had no cell phone. I used to travel this way out of faith, and I was right there in the house where I could get kicked off in any moment.
I gave him a cell phone. I gave him my son's cell phone. I give it. Oh my gosh. He really thought I was going to kick him out of the house because I got angry because he kept wanting to smoke pot and get high all the time and not do and draw. When I said, you need to draw this because this is a very prophetic staff because he wants this to be there. He wants you to do it now. Are you going to finish it? Because he never finished anything. That was a big problem. I paid him to fix the trees. And I ended up having to pay. It ended up costing me over $1,000. I don't know how much money it was. It cost me a lot more money than it would have cost me if I just went ahead and did it. But he said he can do this, so he came here to do it. And it was days and days and days, and he wouldn't do it. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to watch a video on YouTube? Because then another guy came up and finished it all. And he's up there working and working and working, and it's just like, and I'm like, anyway, I see this. I see what I was doing. Thank you, Father. I understand what you want me to do. I understand. I would have never, you think I would have, would I ever make you feel like that? If I would kick somebody out, I would make sure that they would get home okay. Do you know what I'm saying? I've never done that to anybody. I house people, not... Oh, Daniel. See, it's all wanting to belong to a group. That's why this group is going to go down. I was already told that the Christians wouldn't receive us anymore. It was prophetic with my sons and me. The Jews were going to receive us, but the Christians won't. Go ahead.
I really need to think this through. I mean, it was a smart thing for me not to say anything. You just say, okay, well, there's the staff. It's finished. There it is. You can walk. Now, when I see him waving the staff and the ring and cursing Peter and cursing the house, I'm like, this isn't good at all. There's something weird going on here, and weird enough is that the 7th and the 6th commandment got twisted, and it says you shall not kill, you should not commit adultery, and that's exactly what's going on in this situation with the 17 nations and the Sanhedrin. They're committing adultery.
Twisted the staff. It says do not commit adultery. It's twisted with adultery
murder.
is the 7th,
Yeah.
and do not murder.
It's the 6th, but he's saying it twisted.
It twisted why? Abba will show me. Okay. But he did it. It happened for a purpose. But he's saying...
Spiritual adultery, and they murdered a lamb. And for me,
I
it's
thought you would
something
find that fascinating, Monica.
He murdered a lamb. He
Totally.
murdered the lamb.
Yep. I mean, it was something really special to observe. And it completely got me out of guard because I got sent the email, the Facebook link for me to look at the sacrifice, look at the blemished lamb with the dark head and the white body. And I'm like, okay, this is the same lamb that I told them in Passover to not eat out of it. I'm looking at this situation where in Passover they're getting ready to offer a lamb, and it's called Trump. He told me, Malky told me that the lamb was called Trump by the older owner, by the original owner. And I'm like, okay, so you're getting ready to kill Trump and to just offer him
I love
Passover,
Trump.
right? So he cut me off. He was the one to tell me that I'm sorry to cut you off like this. It's how it had to be done.
He made the
Sincerely,
decision. He's gonna
I
come.
say this man was very capable of meeting my needs when I was traveling uncommunicated. He was very humble in many situations, but there was this need of being recognized and being certified in
The
what
Father's
he
heart needs to be
taught,
recognized. That's what makes me
what
crazy.
he thinks is the spirit of Elohim speaking through him, which completely. What I did was, okay, I have this notebook that Mindy gave me as a gift. I'm just gonna draw as a storybook the things that I
Actually, I
see.
give it to him as a gift.
So I have this notebook that narrates everything in drawing to the point where there's a big ox smelly.
Yes,
That was the last drawing that I did.
that was
The most,
beautiful.
Meaningful drawing because I almost passed out. I was having difficulties to breathe after I did this
Is he not
drawing.
trying to be okay? So just so you
And
pause.
this ox
Just so you know,
smelly.
the reason why I was getting angry with him at times over there because I had to share with the revelation that God was giving me with these people, and all he cared about was giving his. Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's what it is, and that's what it is again now. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, but we all have to give our revelation, and that's why I'm saying we need to bring all the people together, and each person gives their gift.
But there's an order.
There's an order for it. I'm trying to be recognized because I want his heart recognized, and that's it. I don't want any position of. When that woman told me years ago, she's like, you know, you're saying you're a leader, you're a leader, you're a leader. I'm like, yeah, that's not. I don't want to be. I know I've been a manager my whole life, and I'm like, I'm tired of that. But now I want people to be led into following him as your leader. Listen and do. And all they can do is they take pride in them in the groups. They don't understand. I'm here to judge them. I blessed him so many ways. All I have. Have I not blessed you too? It wasn't even my house. This was Peter's house I was blessing. Because I love him in his house. But I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to all houses. From the Kabbalists to Jews. I mean, he's taking me to the highest leaders everywhere. How is that possible? I'm just a disabled Greek man.
Because of Mashiach. And it's not
And
you.
also with you.
It's not you who wants to be recognized. It's the spirit of Mashiach
That's
sitting here
what I
freaking
want.
in.
Exactly. Thank you. It's this energy and fire within me that he wants to be heard. And when they can't listen, I'm ready to come with them with a stick. Because they don't like the nice words. And they don't listen with the nice words. So now I love them enough. I'm going to come with a stick. And I'm going to show you because I love you. But they take that as evil. Look at them. They're judging themselves. Oh my goodness. This is the gates of hell is going to test them now. I know this. Abba showed it to me. I'm just... They're calling me everything that they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've noticed for a long time. See, okay, so that's why my son gave me the verse, or gave us the verse.
Yeah.
You know which verse?
Yeah.
He says they're trying to get the splinter out of your eye when they have a log in theirs.
Yeah.
And I thought it was me. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have a log in my eye? And I'm trying to get the splinter out of other people's eyes? And he keeps saying, no, it's them. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if it's not me. But now I see. They don't understand, and they think it's foreign fire because they don't understand it's fire. And what they're playing with, go ahead, more. Well.
Something that was coming out of Malky. And I realized when I see this offering where they use a lighter and they use coils and they put this weird wood on the offering, I mean, the smell, I just can only imagine. It's something that I needed to share. I'm not saying this.
I understand. I was upset with the same thing. And I'm like, are they mocking us? Are they trying to make us into a false thing, so to curse all the nations. What is going on here? I thought about it, but I knew I was there to do what I was supposed to do. So I was just doing it. I was just listening and doing. I even made a comment when I saw the lighter flare. I'm like, But then I thought, how is this thing going to light up now? And everybody's watching it, everybody's this and that. And then I saw the wood that they brought, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But that man was supposed to be doing everything. And those that know me, and Rodney even knows, and this is what makes me angry. So this is, I hope Rodney is not involved, because if Corey is, then it's, anyway, Abba brings his light. But he even witnessed the fire that happened. Abba ignited the fire that I thought was going to go out in 5-10 minutes, and he told me to go to bed, that he was going to provide the fire. And he literally made that thing as a smoke. It went up straight, smoke offering for 3 days and 3 nights. And he burned up every bone, everything except for the left horn. Even the bone inside the left horn was dust. Anyway, I see this, what this is. This is all good.
Regards of bringing evil to Loki, but it is a witness that he needs to listen to. He needs to hear this, because there's something that I feel going on with my brother, that he's being taken over by something. That when I saw this video, when he was giving the people, the Israelis right there with the black dressing on, they gave him a knife, and there was one of them, he was shouting, "Bust it open already, bust it open, bust it." When I saw that, and when I saw them holding his shoulder very tightly, telling him what to say, and him being a little bit nervous, asking Stone to just pray with him and sing with him, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is in problems. He doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks that he's called to do that. And I mean, I just needed to share this witness with you guys, and it's an honor to be here.
Well, there are people that are picking up a lot of these things from a great distance. We interacted with them. And this is, first of all, we can all get over our skis, okay? So everybody can do that. Any of us can get over our skis. And this is why I feel like he got set up.
Yep.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Totally.
By God,
Can
though.
I just say that? Okay, and
They knew what they were doing.
I'm not trying to be overly gracious, because I think that, you know, we can all say, well, here, and I told him to his face. So anything I'm saying here, I said to his face, at his fire. And Daniel was there, and other people were there. You know, but you know me, I don't mince words, right? Everybody
What did you
knows.
say, Peter?
Okay.
The Kabbalah thing. He's saying,
Oh.
I told you to your face.
Oh, the Kabbalah thing. Well, then may you not receive the Kabbalah light. There you go. You don't have to receive any of that. Fine.
You know that if you ask me a question, sit back and prepare for the answer, because if you expect me to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. And I didn't lie to him either. I told him what I observed, and some things I will keep between us because it's inappropriate, you know.
Oh, I already shared that. We were smoking pot together, all of us. Yeah. Oh, you're afraid. You're okay, but I said Rabbi Kaduri, and you think that's smoking pot. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to share it with you because you're afraid of me sharing that. That's why I'm sharing with the world, because may the whole world know that his priests are supposed to do that, actually.
Okay, and I told him that. I said, listen.
And that was the problem with Daniel, because all he wanted to do was smoke
I
pot.
think
Okay, and I'm like, please finish this stick. You have no idea how prophetic and important this thing is. He's been showing it to me for years. And now he saw the stick that his work up there in the handiwork, and he thought it was evil. So what's happening now? What's happening, my brothers and sisters? What's happening?
you know, and I just met him. But this right here is going to get you in trouble. You bit something you shouldn't have bit. And you need to back out of that room. And if you open that door...
Where did I break the
that's
Torah?
something
Just
that
tell me
you
where I
need
broke
to
Torah,
really- you
okay?
need to go talk to
Rabbi,
Dave about
got
that
it.
right now.
Kabbalah is not breaking
And
Torah.
you know, either you repent or you rationalize. One of two things. Okay? Either you repent when you encounter something and you violated his word. And you either do one of two things. You're going to start talking yourself into it's okay. You're the exception. You're allowed. Or you're
Where
gonna
is
repent
Kabbalah
for
against his word? Where is Kabbalah against his word?
Nowhere whatsoever.
Okay, well that's his imagination.
Exactly.
So he's bringing judgment upon himself.
Yes.
Judgment be there.